Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm participating in the Rustic Wednesday but on Saturday collaboration hosted by my friends Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling and Shelly from Repurpose My Way. Today I'm going to be doing some rustic woodland Christmas DIYs. The first one, I'm going to be decorating this sled. Now, I got this from a thrift store many years ago and I've always decorated with it, but I've never really liked the green color, but I am going to keep it green for now. But I don't like the gold on here. But I do like how you can hang it. So the first thing I want to do is take my burnt umber brown paint here, and I'm just going to brush over all of those gold specks that are on here. Now, one thing I want to do with my woodland theme is I want to add this antler here. This is a clip-on ornament that I got from Walmart a few years ago. It's just plastic, but I don't want any of this decoration on here, so I'm just going to try to pull it out the best I can. A little hard. There we go. And I'm also going to pop off the clip. That came off really easily. So I want to clean off that glue a little bit, and I'm going to take that burnt umber color again and get it painted. It's probably going to take a few coats to get this all painted. I'm going to be taking the colors Raw Sienna and Burnt Sienna and take my stencil brushes, and I'm just going to dab on these colors over the burnt umber. And I will add some more burnt umber in here also. I'm going to keep this wet as I'm doing this, just to try to get a little bit of a rusty color to it, but not too heavily. And I'm just going to keep adding more here. And once I'm going to actually do this on both sides. Once it's all done and dry, I'm going to give it a coat of matte Mod Podge. Now I'm going to decorate the sled. So I just have this piece of greenery here that I'm just going to put lots of hot glue on, and I'm just going to attach it to the wood part right here. There we go. And I have little pieces of picks here that I just want to glue in. I like these rusty jingle bells. This is a Christmas pick that I got from Walmart many years ago. And here's that antler. I think it ties in with the color of those bells. Just gonna hot glue it in right there. And this is another pick that I got from Walmart a few years back. I'm just gonna cut these little fake wood logs off of here, and I like this with that snow on it. So I'm just gonna pop that in right there. Tack it down, and I'm going to add some berries, and I'll be adding that other jingle bell. All right, I want to add a little bit more right here, just feeling like I have a bare spot, so I'm gonna just hot glue this in right there. All right, and that is going to do it for the sled. This can sit on a table as a centerpiece, or you can hang it, or you can prop it up and decorate with it. My next project is going to be this Santa head. Now, this was actually an ornament that I got from Hobby Lobby, oh my gosh, maybe over 10 years ago. Not sure why he has a spool and buttons on him, but he looks more of a woodland Santa to me. So I am going to be removing all of these buttons. I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife here and really carefully try to cut it. So I know if I try to get the hot glue melted, it's going to mess up the fur. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these off and we'll be ready for the next stage of this. So my plan is I will have to be covering up these spots here, of course, but I'm going to be making a stand for Santa. So I have a wood plaque and this is a curtain ring. This also came off of a curtain rod in my house that I had to fix up. That is just a little piece of cardboard. And I have a scrap piece of, it's a leg for a table. I think you can get those like at Lowe's, and I think Home Depot has them too. So I'm just taking my glue here and I'm going to glue this ring on first. More glue on this little piece here. Glue that on top of the ring. So make sure I get a lot of glue. Oops, I need to drop that. Now I got to put more glue on here. Can you believe that? All right, let's go ahead and wipe that up and get that glued in. The next thing I'm going to do is glue on the piece of cardboard because this will just help hold that little piece of scrap wood onto there. Then I'll get that glued on and let it dry, probably for about 6 hours, and then I can start painting. Now that it's dry, I'm going to be taking the color Deep Burgundy, and I'm probably going to give it about 3 coats to it. And I think that this will pretty much coordinate with the red in the Santa's hat. I did end up doing a few of these pieces with that raw sienna because I think it matches pretty well with the fur. I'm going to take my dark antique wax, and once I darken this up, I think it will be more of a perfect match for the tan and the red. All right, now that that is done, you can see that those pretty much are a perfect match. So now I just need to glue the Santa head on here. And of course, we still got to work on that part. Got to get rid of that little bare spot. All right, so I went ahead and used the same glue, my B7000. I let it dry overnight. And now it is time to add some details on here. A little bit of greenery pieces here that I cut. I also have some little branches that I cut, tie in with the woodland theme. So I'm just randomly placing these on here. And I'll be also adding some berries. Go ahead and get these little pine cones put in first. And then it's time for the berries. I'm also going to add a few little pieces of the greenery that have the flocking on it. Just to have a little bit of that, a little snow to it. And I have these little rusty jingle bells that I'm also going to hot glue on. And that is all I'm going to do to my Santa head. I think he looks so cute. I love that he's up on a pedestal and you can pretty much set him in anywhere. Of course, you could always keep him, if you had one of these Santa heads as an ornament, you can always do that, just revamp your ornament. If you don't like my buttons in the spool. I wasn't sure why that was on there, but I like it much better this way. And for my last DIY here, I have these big rusty jingle bells. I got these from Hobby Lobby, I'm going to say almost 20 years ago. And I am going to just use my jute here and make some hangers because these are going to be ornaments, or you could just hang them from some greenery too, like in a doorway or whatever, or even on a wreath. So I need to go ahead and get them back to being an ornament. I can't remember if they had anything on them or not. I don't think they did. I think I just kind of stuck them in my tree when I was doing a woodland theme. So I have a little pick here. This is one from Walmart I had from a few years ago. And I'm just going to hot glue it and kind of stick it in that little spot right there on the bell. Take some more pieces off of another pick. And here's another pick here. I want to add some more of these pieces to my rusty jingle bell ornament. And I just keep seeing all these little bare spots, I'm gonna add a little more pieces of greenery here and there. I'm gonna add some sticks in here on the big one. I'm not gonna do it on the smaller ones, just gonna do it on the big one. And I'm going to add a couple little tiny pine cones too. Just a few more pieces of greenery here. Just want to kind of match the other side with that longer piece. All right, and that is it for the big one. Now I need to work on the smaller ones. Now these I'm going to do a little bit differently. I'm just going to add a couple pieces of this flocked greenery. And I have this pine cone here that I'm going to glue right there. I like how it has a little bit of a branch on there. You don't see that too often. Going to add a little bit more of the flocked greenery. I think that looks really cute. You could leave it just like that, but I'm going to go ahead and add these little dark pine cones on each side of the big one. And a little bit of red berries. Just a pop of red. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the other one made up and show you how they all look together. So here's all three of them. I think these are so cute to have little rusty or big rusty Jingle Bell ornaments. You could do them with smaller ones, even larger ones if you want. Now let's see how all the projects look together.
And burlap bows, pine cones lined in winter rose, candlelight flickers slow. The fire hums a quiet tune, stars peek through the frosty moon. Twinkle in the pines tonight, rustic dreams in golden light. Branches sigh. Christmas lives where hearts don't lie. Plaid scarves draped on weathered chairs, evergreens breathe the mountain air. Snowflakes settle, soft and rare. Sugar dust on the gingerbread, memories hung by threads of red.
All right, my sweet friends, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please be sure to check out everybody's videos. I have the playlist link down below in my description box, along with the host channel links. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.
Christmas lives where hearts don't